We're right above it.
Really? Alright, that was fortunate. I'm gonna move away. Oh no, I'm falling down. Mercury. What you're about to watch is one of the most disastrous PvP military invasion in space games history. And here's how it happened. On November 11, 2021, me and my faction members just moved to a new server on Empyrion, and after we built our base, we needed something to put our faction as one of the top PvP factions in the server. And to do that, there's nothing better than attacking one of the strongest factions in the server right on their home planet, and we decided on a target. But after a bit of scouting, we realized we don't have enough manpower to attack that. So we changed our target to a nearby pyramid. And here's how we plan to do it. We're gonna build a lot of tanks and some dropships, and then we're gonna anchor at a nearby star, and we're gonna jump to their planet and attack them. Well, that was the plan anyway. On November 13, we begin loading up our tanks to our mothership. There are some issues with the tanks, but we didn't think much of it because we didn't think that it was gonna be an issue in the operation. Due to time constraint, we decided to start the attack with only a little bit more than a third of what we thought we needed. Because in our mind, we were gonna attack a lightly defended pyramid anyway, and if the enemy does come, we can repel them with our tanks. We began loading our tanks to the dropship, and then we turned off the tanks. Some members have voiced their concern about how little supply we had in the operation, but I didn't think that it was gonna be a problem, so we proceeded with the operation. We only had one dropship, and it barely had enough power to carry all the tanks into the atmosphere, but we didn't think it was gonna be a problem, since we're just gonna drop the ship anyway, and we're gonna unload the tanks on the surface of the planet, and we're gonna begin the attack that way. We also carried one small fighter with a dropship, and then we jumped to their home planet. Up until this point, everything seems like they are going according to plan. But then, someone mentioned how the planet has 2G of gravity, and our dropship and the tanks were made for 1G of gravity. So we couldn't fly around on the planet, but we didn't think it was gonna be a problem, since we were gonna use our tanks anyway after we landed. But then, we almost landed on the enemy's base, only narrowly avoiding the whole enemy defense. We managed to glide to a nearby spot, but it was a lava rock lake. Some of us had cold protection for our spacesuit, but we didn't have any heat protection. So we tried to get in our tanks, but we struggled because it was a 2G gravity, and the tanks had the hatch on the top of the tanks for protection. Our members died from the heat and also the cold once they entered the tank because the tanks were turned off, so they were very cold. At this point, we have lost half of our invasion force. A member advised that we should cancel the operation, but I decided to carry on anyway, since we're already here and all we had to do was bring the other members who have died back to the planet. And the enemies weren't here yet anyway. Because we didn't have any extra dropship, I decided to use the mothership to bring the other members who have died back on the planet. And I was going to go back to the anchor point and then go back to the planet with a dropship. But when we were approaching the planet, the enemy got online. The mothership didn't have any space gun ammo available, so it couldn't engage the enemy in space. We decided to bring the mothership on the planet and drop the members off to the tanks and fight the enemy with the tanks and the mothership. But because of all the confusion and chaos, not all the tanks were occupied in time, and there's just a lot of stuff going on. Some members died from going to the tower, and some members died because the tanks couldn't shoot at the enemy and stuff. It was just all a mess, and we had to retreat.
Western
there's
Clan
literally
outfit.
nothing to teleport to.
This is
What,
Western
Mickey?
Clan outfit.
There's literally nothing to teleport to.
Alright, that's fine. Just wait for 2 minutes. The jump ship is almost ready to be put down.
Can we go home?
Great.
Right.
I guess I'll look around. Oh wait. There's